Attention on deck. You're about to take command. Welcome to the bunker.
Welcome, everybody, back to the bunker. The Washington Commanders are playoff bound. It is official. We are off to Tampa this weekend. I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and as you can see, I'm joined by my two very happy co-hosts. First up in my top left there, sporting a very good hat again, Mr. Scouse, Andy Lockhart. Scouse, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm very good. Even though I had a heart attack probably about 2 or 3 times in the game yesterday, but in general, yeah, I'm good. How about
Oh,
yourself?
dude, 1 minute we were going to Philly and then we were off to LA, and it's official. We are now going to Tampa. But down in the bottom there, you can see, even though he gets up and works at 3:30 in the morning, he still can't afford to pay for his own Zoom. Mr. Andy Burrows, how are you?
What's going on?
What's going on, Jesse? I am good, my man. Usually we start with how's the weather over there, but we know it's been on our news. You've got some snow, right?
Yeah. It's I'm a few hours south of DC, so we didn't get hit that hard, but we're still about where I work. I work for a municipality, a city, and we got about almost 5 inches there, and we're supposed to get another 3 inches tonight. So yeah,
Oh,
fun shit. Then I got to
excellent.
clean that shit up off yours. I make the road safe for those to drive on it.
Oh my God. No
My
wonder,
hero.
yeah, no wonder America's in such a state, Scouse. Boys, the Washington Commanders 23, the Cowboys 19 yesterday. Ended up with Mariota in the game. We ended up literally giving us all a heart attack with 10 seconds to go. We ended up winning a remarkable game of football, something that I just thought would be an easy game. I thought we'd roll in there. We'd have a nice Sunday. Washington would win and we'd be off to LA or wherever we're going. Nope. Washington decided to give us a heart attack. Thought we were going to lose to the Cowboys again. Jaden Daniels got pulled. Marcus Mariota come in. He ended up leading the team with rushing as well, which we're going to get into. Scouse, what did you make of yesterday? Was it typical Washington heart attack football? It's never going to be as easy as I said, was it? We were never going to roll
Always
in
is,
there, I
man.
suppose, put 40 on them and just be a nice, comfortable Sunday.
Always is. We're not a team that does that to teams. Even when we go up high against teams, always let them come back in. So I knew it wasn't going to be some sort of blowout. Never is. And I say it's family business when in division games. We know each other well. We prepare for each other twice a year. So it's always going to be closer than you think. It always is, no matter how good the team is or players are missing or whoever. There's always some upsets. And they say Dallas tried to play party pooper yesterday. They tried to ruin us to try and make us play Philly. And
Mm.
we obviously we got away with it. But yeah, man, but they were motivated to show off for that. So I knew it was gonna be close, but maybe not as last second close. You know what I mean?
Literally last second. Jesse, what about you, brother? Did you how was the heart rate watching that game? Obviously, we're backwards and forwards in our WhatsApp chat that we have going on. It was just crazy yesterday. 1 minute we were like Scousers, they were trying to be party poopers. 1 minute we were going to Philly, then we were going to LA, then it's like, oh no, now we are going to Tampa. And then it was like no one knew where we were going. It was incredible. But what did you make of what you saw yesterday?
I mean, it's
We make
not
hard work of it, is
unlike
probably what I'm
it's
trying to say.
yeah, it's not like any other game, at least like the past 5 games. It seems like it's the same thing. Last minute survival tactics by the Washington Commanders, and we pull it out. I mean, how many game-winning situations, last minute drives that we've had this year? I think we're starting to get a little bit used to it. Not saying that it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I mean, we're 12-5. We can say that with a straight face, and it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, not sure. I thought I'd be sitting here on the 6th of January talking about a Washington Commanders team being 12-5, lads. Scouts,
There's
do you
one
think
guy.
would
I know
yeah?
one guy who did. I knew one guy who called it at the
But
start of the
that was like
season.
two
Canada Mike.
Mike Canada Mike. But he says that he had to be
Is
right.
it-
One in every
But
year, he had to get it
that's why
right
we
eventually.
said this on the mashup show afterwards. A clock is is
A
right.
broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah,
There
whatever
you
the
go. We
saying
got
is.
it. Yeah, we
So
got it.
He
we
called.
can't
He
give
called it.
Canada Mike that much credit
God
because
bless
guess
Canada, Mike.
what?
We know he's listening.
He forecast us 12 wins last year, and how many wins did we get?
Yeah, and he's forecast us 12 wins this season before. And yeah, I get it. But hey, look, Mike, you were right. You deserve your flowers. Scouse, was it a case of yesterday that you thought we were saying before game, and I think I think I put a voice note in our group chat saying I think it was always the case that we might have taken our foot off the pedal slightly. When you know what's coming and you know your guaranteed players, whether that's where you don't know where you're going. As a professional sportsman, as anyone, we've all played some sort of sport or where you might have something coming up and you're like, I do not want to get hurt or injured for this. In the back of our minds, and Jesse, I only get your views in it as well. But Scouse, do you think that that's maybe where the player's mindset was? Because most of the game, it wasn't great. That we had glimpses of things here and there that we've done well. But for the first couple of quarters, we couldn't run the ball to save our lives. Jaden looked well off. Then he gets pulled. Mariota comes in. It just looked like we were playing within ourselves, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. We were playing within ourselves. I we were sloppy throughout. You think about that. That first half was awful. I mean, it really was. I mean, I say Jane didn't do anything. The old line wasn't giving him any protection. The receivers were dropping balls. There was just a lot of poor play. And I don't get it. I don't get why that is because it's not. I don't think it is that they're not trying. You know what I mean? It's just as you say. I think it's some back of the mind. Oh, we don't need to be at 100%. We could just be at 90 or 80%, and don't get hurt and then play next week and when it really matters. But the thing is, this game really matters. This is a Dallas game. You know what I mean? Even though there wasn't much on the line for us really because we were already in the playoffs. But for me, it's like you got to take all these games seriously. If
Mm.
you're playing, you got to give everything you've got, and you can't have it in the back of your mind. If I don't go 100%, I might get hurt. Those type things. You can't do that. So if you do that, that's when you do get hurt. Have you noticed that when you take your eye off the ball or you take it easy, then you actually get hurt. So for me, it's yeah, I wasn't impressed, and you're probably right. To be fair, probably something in the back of the mind.
Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, they could have just overlooked Dallas. They're looking for the playoffs a little bit, but also you got to think too is Dallas knows this team. They know Joe Witt. They know Dan Quinn. So I think every game, at least Mike McCarthy, if he stays with the Cowboys, I think it's always going to be a battle no matter what because they know what at least on the defensive side of the ball what we're going to do. Um, I just don't. I just think that maybe like the offensive side may have been overlooking, or I mean, we had some injuries too. I mean, our center Dieter's just not the answer. I think we're going to have to go in on the offseason and definitely get some depth behind center because when Biotis is there, it's a whole different team. It seems like.
Mm. Yeah, let's talk about well, mainly the first half of the whole game. Us running the ball. Mariota ended up with the most rushing yards, Scouse, throughout the game. I think he ended up with 56. Jaden Daniels had
Jaden.
27. Austin Eckler had 12. B Rob had 10. Is this a big issue as we're going to get into the Tampa game in a bit? Scouse, moving forward as we go into next weekend against the Bucks, which we're going to break down in a little while. Would you say our rushing side of our game is our biggest worry? Because many things factored into that first half last year. Like you made the point just now, and you were making it in the group chat yesterday while we were watching it. The O line couldn't protect anything yesterday. Every time Jaden did get outside the pocket, he was squashed. It wasn't like previous games where he had a few runs where he got outside and he got to the edge, and it wasn't terrible from him. But a lot of it, I can see why they pulled him because I could see him. Our O line couldn't protect nothing yesterday, and I'm in the back of everyone's mind. They're probably thinking, well, let's just pull him just in case. This is Washington. We were knocking on wood a million times last week when Carl was with us. Let's just make sure of this. But what did you make of what you saw with us yesterday running the ball and the O line? Because going into Tampa, they are two things that if you put on that performance next weekend, we're one and done.
Totally agree again. I think, you know, as Jesse mentioned, Biadish is so important to the offensive line.
Yeah.
If he's not available, it is a different offensive line. As in, like, it seems that all the players just drop a level for some reason. And we saw it. We saw it in the first half. We had 64 total yards running, passing. It was just fucking awful. Let's face it.
Yeah.
And and then when you've got a piss poor center in there with the eater, that just makes everything a lot worse. It really does. I mean, you need a guy who knows what he's doing, and I don't think he does. To be fair, I don't think he's cut out. Being honest with you, but when you think about it, you're seeing Jaden getting hit. You're seeing him getting hit a lot in that game,
And he was getting hit quick as well. It was like
yeah,
the ball was
he was
snapped.
right in his
It
face.
was like
Straight
watching
away.
Heineke from a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
so
And the
bad.
thing, yeah. And the thing is, you've got to look after the merchandise. You know what I mean? And this was a
Mhm.
game that you could pull them at half time and say we don't need to risk you now for this. And then when Mariota came in,
Looked all right. Yeah, he could
yeah,
move
you
around.
got
Yeah,
it.
he
So,
ran the but like
I
you
don't
say,
know what was going on. So,
he was our leading
um,
rusher.
yeah, I mean, see, Mariota was superb. I thought he really
I mean,
was.
Jaden was our leading rusher last week too. This is an ongoing problem, especially when Biotish is
Yeah, there's no lanes
out.
being created, man. There really isn't. And
Yeah.
B-Rob's struggling. No, they're just stopping him straight away. It's not even like he's getting a chance to even get into the second
On
gear.
that point, Scouts, I see a lot of people saying they want B-Rob cut. It's
No,
not
No,
B-Rob,
yeah.
man.
Oh, whoa, who's saying that? Who the hell is
It's
saying that?
all over Twitter. It's
I'm
like
glad I wasn't.
they want Chris Rodriguez taking first team, and it's not it, man. It's the fact that earlier in the season, this team was really good at run blocking,
Imagine going
and B
12 and
Rob
5 and then wanting him
was
gone.
great. But you can if you're really watching the run game, I mean, B Rob just has nowhere to fucking go. He just
Hmm?
doesn't have anywhere
No
to go.
lanes are being created for him.
as I'm
Nothing.
saying, there's no lanes.
Nothing.
A gap,
Absolutely
B
nothing.
gap, but both stopped straight away. It's like,
He was
and
getting
he's not a
stopped at
guy
the line. He was
taking
getting
to the
stopped at the
outside.
line. He wasn't
So
getting
what
even
is
when
he
he got to
supposed
the
to
edge.
do?
Where's he meant to go? Yeah.
That's my whole thing. Is like, what is B Rob supposed to do? And our whole running game is coming to our quarterbacks, and that is an issue. And I'm really hoping Biotish is fully fit next week. I know Coleman got banged up. We're hoping Lucas can be back because even though he's a swing tackle, he's an important piece to this offensive line, especially while he goes down or Coleman not being 100%. We need that those two offensive linemen back because Allegretti calling the plays for Dieter, it's just not working.
No, I think this. I think the guards have been poor. I think they've been poor for about a month. Now you could say, well, is it because the center's changing all the time? Because Biadis was in for 1 minute, then he's out again because he's injured. He's ill, then he's not. Those type of things. So maybe it's an element of that, but still, when you have to see these guys playing, they're not at the level they were even just 8 weeks ago. And maybe because they are banged up, I don't know, because some of these are hidden injuries. Because Cosby's not on the injury list, or neither's Allegretti on the regular. So it's like, well, why are these guys not performing at a higher level than they should be? And in the beginning of the season, they were creating massive gaps like this. You know what I mean? So B-Bob was flying through them, Eckler was flying through them. Now, it's like they figured out our run game, and we've got no answer, and that's
We're
worrying.
gonna need an answer next weekend. Trust me.
Especially against Vita Vea,
Oh,
up against the
sheesh.
defensive tackle over there.
He could. Oh my
He's a
God.
beast, one stopper. So
Yeah. Yeah.
hard man, tough one.
Boys, let's get into next week. We've spoke about enough about the Cowboys. We've done what we had to do.
They shit.
Yeah, we somehow won. That elite guy, Scouse, that Terry fella. He done what he does. He was elite. He won us a game of
Dropped 3
football.
balls in that game.
We'll talk about drops. Do you want to talk about the biggest drop in the end zone from a certain commander?
Zacchaeus, jeez.
Oh my God! I nearly broke my TV.
If that happened next
Honestly,
week, mate, I would
Scouse, I
literally.
promise you, Scouse, if that happens next week, I'm gonna need a new TV on Monday because that motherfucker.
That was a
going out the
beautiful
window.
play call. Oh
Yeah,
my
it
God,
was.
it was drawn up.
Lovely pass as well from the army.
It was,
Yeah,
but the
yeah,
thing is,
that
he
was
didn't
a
know.
pretty ball.
For those watching on YouTube, he didn't know whether to catch it up here or
Yeah, or
down
down
here,
here.
and then he tried to eat the ball. What are you doing? Someone put some salt and pepper on this fucking
He had
thing.
like 20 yards of space between anybody.
Honestly, I
him and
couldn't
Crawford.
believe. But hey, look,
Fuck.
we done it. We
If
fucking
we
we
lost, we'd be
won.
killing him. We'd be killing
Dude,
him.
the
if we
thing
lost
is,
that
if
game.
that happens next week, and if it's a game win, it's something. Oh my God, Andy, don't say that. We've won. We are here 8 o'clock next Sunday evening, 1 a.m. for us here. Andy, how pissed off were you, by the way? But okay.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed with that, mate. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
Me
know
and you were
why.
like,
I don't know why they
Game
want to
was.
say the primetime game. That just doesn't. There's better
who's
games
the
than
Saturday game? What's the Saturday game? I
um.
wish we were Saturday.
It was in the
I
Baltimore.
so wish. Is it
Baltimore.
Baltimore? Is it Saturday? I so wish we were. I so wish we
Yeah,
were
Saturday
Saturday.
would be nice.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. But yeah, we are 8 o'clock. We are prime time in the States. For those listening over here in all over Europe, the people listening to this, and here in the UK, it's 1 a.m. kickoff next Monday morning. I know myself, Scouse, and I know Lockhart, Hartley. We're all off. We've managed to get next Monday off work. I've just got a text about. We'll get into it. We'll get into that at the end about me going to Tampa. But yeah, boys, we're there. Scouse, what do we need to do that we're not one and done? Like you just mentioned there, we can't run the ball the way we have been. We need that O line needs to do something that they haven't done in the last couple of weeks. I'm with you there. It hasn't been great the last few. Hasn't been yesterday wasn't terrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here just hammering everyone. The first half was terrible, and what I'm trying to say is we
The
can't
one
just
game.
judge. Yeah, we got no the O line. We just can't judge
Oh,
them
yeah.
on. Don't judge them on yesterday. Just it's done. We somehow I don't know if it was nerves or blah blah blah. We had to get. We knew we had to stay at the sixth seed in my opinion. What do we need to do going into this weekend's game, this Sunday's game, so we are not one and done?
I mean, I think we have to take the players away from Vita Vea. I think that's what we've got to do. We've got to, when we do run the ball, it's got to be zone. It's got to be zone. It's got to be out to the
Get to the
sides.
edge.
Yeah, it's got to be. You got to get past the edges.
Yeah.
That's the way. Eliminate Vita Vea. That's first protocol on our
Easier.
offense.
That's
What we should
easier
be
said
doing.
than done.
Exactly. It's yeah. It's really easy, isn't it? Yeah.
He's
But
not that good.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and like we always say, every game is the same thing. Establish the run if you can do it. Now, okay, we're struggling with that. Okay, so then we're thinking, well, what's next? Well, Jaden's got to be on fire. He can't afford to be doing what he did this week. Like less than 50% passing, drop balls from receivers. We
You
can't.
know,
We need to play a clean game there. That's what we need to play on the offense.
Is the
it
only
was
worry though that apart
Hard
from
man.
if you look like you mentioned there throwing the ball and Jaden has to be clean. If you know even Terry wasn't, and I love the guy. We do. Apart from him, now at the start of the season, we were talking about Terry. We were talking about many people that like we had wide receiver one, wide receiver two.
No Brown, blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm looking around thinking, oh shit, no one's really no one's standing out to be going. We're good. If Terry's not performing, I've got this game. Don't worry, we're
Yeah,
good.
but without Terry and Nerds, I think we're screwed.
Zacchaeus has
Yeah,
his
Terry and
moments
Ertz don't perform.
sometimes.
Terry and Ertz don't perform. That's the only thing that like, I'm really
Yeah.
thinking. Shit, if these two have half an off day next Sunday, and we can't
And
run
you
the
rely on
ball as well,
Zacchaeus.
yeah, and you're relying on
No.
Zacchaeus, then oh boy,
But Zacchaeus has his moments
he
sometimes, but
does. He
then
does.
he has that damn you freaking
Drops the
drop
NFL.
that. How do you drop that? So
Most flex.
so he's not 100% reliable. So you're absolutely right. Like who
Who do you go
has
to?
to
That's it. Who do you turn to?
and we
Crowder.
just don't have that person
That's the
yet.
thing, Brown.
And that's the thing about being 1 year into a recalibrate. Okay, we're not done yet. So I think
Looking at the schedule, you ain't getting better
like
than 12 wins next season.
going back to Jaden, obviously that was his worst performance, that first half. But if you go back to the Atlanta game, I mean, he put this team on his back.
Hmm.
He's probably exhausted. Most rookies hit that wall. They're not used to playing this long. This kid, straight after the LSU season, okay, he got ready for getting ready for the combine. He has been on the go. He has not had one break. Combine, draft, or pro days. Then you have the draft. And then right after draft, you had the rookie mini camp. Then you have all the other OTAs. Then you go and have a couple weeks off to training camp, and then the season. He's been going nonstop since last January. Most players, they have that break, and he's been going. So I think I think it's okay that he wasn't, fully himself last week, and they
I
sat
think that
him
was
down.
down
So
to the
he's
O
ready for
line being
this week
terrible as
right
well.
here. So he can, if he has to put this team on his back. See, that's the thing. But outside Terry, outside Urs, there's nothing. So there's Jaden Daniels. He's got to put that team on his back because there's nobody else to
Does he
do it.
put it on his back though with his legs? Does he try and throw the ball? That's what I'm saying. If he, say for argument's sake, he goes right, I'm putting this game on my back. So he, in his mind, he's like, well, I'm the best rusher here, and that's not me putting down anyone else. He's been our best. He's been our best
Yeah,
rusher
no,
with
you're right.
with the football. So then and against Tampa, that's not going to be easy. They're going to get to him. If that
This
O
is
line, and he's gonna have to get outside the pocket, and then then you're into the territory of like, oh shit, you can't keep doing that every other play. So then you need Ertz, you need McLaurin, you need all these guys, you need Sanders, you need everyone. Yeah, and we're sitting here and we're picking holes in what has been a very good season, but we're now just thinking about next Sunday and how we potentially. I want to win. You know what I mean? I know Jesse, you mentioned last weekend that you don't want to go to Tampa. I said I'm not overly fussed if we go to Tampa. I think we've got a
no.
good
I wanted
chance.
to
If
go to
we
Tampa.
wanted to,
This is
you
the
wanted to go
matchup
to
that I
Tampa.
wanted.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is LA beat them again?
I was with you. Yeah, I mean, I think this is our best chance of progressing and going on to the
About the
following weekend.
matchups. Yeah.
But there's so many things that in this next week, and it's very easy for her dude to sit here fucking 16 million miles away with a microphone going, oh, well, you need to fix this. I'm just thinking as a fan now that like as you're looking at it, we're not coordinators, we're not head coaches, but there are so many things that if Jaden Daniels even has a percentage of an off day next Sunday, we're
Sure.
fucked.
But see now the time is to go to your point, Andy, about what he needs to do. To take this over the edge to win this game because we don't have that. It doesn't matter what he needs. He just needs to do it because this is
Just
it.
beat
It's
him, I
one and
guess.
done.
Yeah, true.
This is one and done.
Leave it all out there.
He either puts the team on his back and carries us, or Terry's going to have one, the best game of his life. And Zach's going to have to go for, 2 touchdowns because on the other side of the ball, which I think is the most important part, I'm not taking this week's performance, first half performance, because we've seen our offense. We know what our offense can do. This past week, that first half, I'm not worried about that. I don't care about that. My thing is, and what I think will win us this game is us on defense and Marshawn Lattimore taking care of Mike Evans. That's the most important matchup of this whole entire game right here. Because if we could take away Mike Evans, I think we have a shot of winning this game.
Scouse, you agree?
I mean, obviously, he's a big danger. There's no doubt about it. Mike Evans, a quality operator, so
One of the best in the league.
100%, 100% one of the best in the league. I've loved Mike Evans. I always get him in fantasy as well. I think Mike Evans is great.
You always have a fantasy about Mike Evans.
Well, your fantasy football, you know what I'm saying?
I misheard the first.
Don't spin that, bro. Don't spin
Sorry,
that.
mate. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
So yeah.
Oh, Jesse, you're back. You missed Scouse coming out the closet.
Yeah. Just got a big man crush on Mike Evans. So if we could take him away, that'd be amazing. They've still got some weapons though. I'm not
I
gonna
was going to
lie.
say, what do you think their biggest threat is outside of that? Because they're good, bro. They can run the ball.
They've got a dual back. They're really good. They've got Rashad White's really good out of the backfield, bit like Eckler, that type of player. And obviously they've got Bucky Irving as well, who you can take it to the house as well. He's come on a lot this year. And then you've also got like McMillan as well, the wide receiver McMillan. I mean, this guy's like tearing people up at the moment. I'm just like, whoa, and he's coming out of the slot. So we'll have to see how good Nick Benogli does against them. I think that's an important matchup too.
Yeah,
so
that's where I think you switch Sanders still back into the slot.
If Lattimore's available, yeah. I mean,
that's the key right here.
That's the big key. If Lattimore's available,
and it looks like he is going to play. But if Lattimore somehow isn't able to play, then
just rely on your guys St. Ghost, Scouse. Just rely on St. Ghost.
Rely on St. Ghost, yeah, against Mike Evans.
Yeah, you saw what happened.
If he gets a pick six to win the game, Scouse, I don't know what you're going to be.
I'd get a jersey if he won us the game with a pick six. I'll tell you that.
Jesse, we're clipping that.
Yeah, we are. Good old Tim Meek. I love him to death. But him...
What's he been saying? What's
his love affair with Benjamin St. Juice.
He didn't do too bad yesterday.
Mate, he's a penalty machine, bro. That's the problem. He's a penalty machine.
He didn't do
a couple of good.
He only got 2.
Oh no, I'm trying here, lads.
Only 2.
I know.
Only 2 on the same drive.
Yeah,
same drive.
I know. I just had visions of steam coming out of Scouse's head, just sitting in his. Boys, let's crack on with just do some fan questions just before we break down. So I just want to get to them early this week. So I always feel like I run out a bit of time doing these. Paul Turner, what's up, Paul? Thanks for your question, bro. Mariota probably played the best NFL half of his career. Worth another year with us off the back of it, assuming he's happy to stay. Jesse, you can take that, bro.
Absolutely. There was so much fuss about us signing Mariota in the offseason. I mean, the whole entire fan base hated it. I liked it because I knew for a fact that he wasn't coming here to start. We were going to go
Yeah,
get
he
a
knew.
quarterback.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to offer a young player because he has a lot of experience, man.
Yeah,
He
he's been
was
tremendous
a
off the field with Jaden, apparently.
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Tremendous.
those two are thick as thieves, man. They're really tight and they really care about each other. And Jaden looks up to Marcus. And then Marcus can come in and run our offense. That's the biggest thing. If he needs to come in, he's able to run that we won't have to change much. He's just not the sit back in pocket passer. He is a move around guy, and that's what he's best out, moving around, getting outside the pocket and making plays with his legs. And he still has something left in the tank with his arm as well. So I absolutely want Mariota to come back.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I don't see no reason why you wouldn't. I mean, he proved yesterday that
Yeah.
he can do a job
He's done it
if
twice
you put
this
him.
year.
Yeah, every time. Thing is, and this is what you want from a backup quarterback, right? You just want them to come in and you not to shit your pants, and you'll be like, do you know what? Don't get me wrong. Look, if you come in on Sunday in a playoff game, if touch wood again, we're knocking on wood in this episode. God forbid everything happens to Jaden, but if he come in, do you know what? He comes in and I'll be like, he can run. He's all right. He's reliable. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be sitting here going, oh my God, I'd probably be more worried if Heineke come in or someone like that, or Alex Smith, or look at the QBs we've had over, was it the giraffe?
We've had a
Yeah,
litany of backup quarterbacks starting for us, Andy.
yeah.
I mean, and they've been worse than what
You look at the last playoff game
Mariota.
against Tampa at FedEx Field. We had
Yeah.
Heineke starting for us, and everyone was like, well, we've got a chance.
He's a backup quarterback
But if you're
at
looking
best.
back in 2020 when they thought we had a chance with Heineke, we've
Yeah.
got five. We've got Jaden Daniels. Oh my God, and Mariota. If he, you know, what I mean, we've got two. Jaden's he's up there. He's gonna what that kid's career is going to be. It's going to be incredible. But I wouldn't if Mariota come in. I'm not going to be like pulling my hair out thinking, oh fucking, I don't. You know what I mean?
No,
He's
because we've
reliable.
seen him.
Yeah.
He's been able to run this offense. Yeah.
And that's the key there. That's the key. You've seen him. He can actually do it. It isn't just, oh, if he comes in. No, we've seen him
Mm.
play and he's
And
produced.
he's been reliable.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, at the start of the season, I was a bit against it as one of the fans against it. I knew he was a similar type of player to Daniels. He's mobile, he's all the rest can throw it on the run, etc., etc. Similar type of start as well. I think number 2 overall pick. I think he was. He was a Heisman winner as well. So there's a lot of things that they can actually connect over. And the expectations of being the face of a franchise because he wasn't he, at Tennessee? So
Yeah.
that was the idea. Um, so over time, as long as my concern with him was with the way he left Atlanta, the way he went all Pete Tong over there, and he looked act like a spoiled child. And I thought,
It's
I
two
don't
sides of
need
that
him
story, I
doing that
bet.
to Jaden. Do you know what I mean? And he
Can
didn't.
we
He
explain
walked
to
out of
the
his team, mate. He
American
walked out
listeners
of his
what
team.
Pete Tong
And
means?
leaders don't do that. So Pete Tong get it wrong.
Wrong. Just for the Americans out there going,
Yeah,
what did he?
wrong.
Why did
I'll
that
say
idiot
there's
say?
two sides to that
But
story, and I bet we've
but
only
he's
got
proved me
one
wrong.
side.
He'd be wrong. He's been exactly what we needed, and I'd love to keep him.
Yeah, no, I'm with
But at
you.
the start, I was like, whoa, wait there. But now I've changed my mind.
Reliable, and I think he's been so good for Jaden's like Jesse. I'm hearing great things about them too off the field. And
Mhm.
yeah. In answer to the question, Paul, I'm
Would you
keeping
keep
him as
him?
one with
Yeah.
these boys. Boys, Chris would like to know. Thanks for the question, Chris. Really appreciate you listening, bro. We're not running well, not stopping the run well. We're not being good defending third downs, not rushing. Jesus, Chris, I'm liking this question. Thanks, mate. Not rushing the passer. Great. Keep having special team gaffes. Which one needs to be fixed the most if we are to win a playoff game? I'm saying run defense, Chris says. Scouts, you can take that one, bro.
I mean, the problem is that we've mentioned it probably every week. There's a problem with us stopping the run on defense. There is, and no matter what they've tried, it hasn't worked. So are they going to be able to fix it in next week? No, they're not going to be able to fix it. It is just kind of, can we not make it enough, like bad enough that they kill us with the run game? Like it's just about that we can stay in the game, and that's how we've been, and that's how our defense has been all year. It's stay in the game. So if someone does hit where Barkley hit a 60 yard at that time, and then we kind of got a bit more solid after that. It's about our team does that. It's just not. It's just is what it is. We haven't got the players to actually stop it properly, and I don't think Witt's system does us justice. With actually stopping the run. So
Mm.
for me,
I always feel that
it's
we're going to
hard
have
and
to
it's
win a
not going to happen
shootout maybe to
tonight.
win a game. Like I always feel like when you're going to have to put 30 plus points up, and it could be Sunday could easily be. I'm on a show with I'm doing a UK show later this week, and they've asked me for a score prediction to put it. What's just like 31-30 could be something like that. We could win like I want. Of course, they're going to ask me who's going to win. I'm going to say Washington are going to win with the last second field goal. Done. That's probably my heart rule in my head. But I always feel like, to your point, though, Scouts, I feel that like with the way we have been on both sides of the ball, and this isn't a criticism. It's just maybe because, yeah, like you say, it's been a long season. We've got banged up. We've got injuries. I feel that Jaden has to, and this team has to put points and some serious points on the board for us to really like win a game of football. And that's going to be so prominent this Sunday. I think we're going to have to put a hell of a lot of points on the board. I don't think it's going to be a 17-16 kind of game. I don't think either team are really suited for that. I think this Sunday, and especially if Jaden does go off and if he is firing on all cylinders, I think we could potentially be in for one of the all-time great games of football that we're going to watch in the playoffs. I really do. Jesse, Call Me Ramsey sent in a tweet. Thanks again for your question, bro. I know you tweet in every week. Really, really do appreciate everyone that tweets in. He says, our run game has been non-existent the past month. How do you see us trying to run against the Bucks with Vita Vea camped in the middle of the D line?
You
That is
know,
easier said than done.
yeah.
He says, do we need to change anything up and get to the outside more? That's
I
easier said
mean,
than done as well.
again, we got to be healthy. We got to get healthy. We got to get Tyler, but Biotish in there. Let him make the protection calls. Letting him make the protection calls and the run fits will hopefully help a little bit. Guys got to stick on their blocks, man. They got to win in the trenches, and that's the only
Yeah, we
way
almost
that.
needs to play the perfect game this Sunday.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
know that's
yeah.
very easier said than done in the NFL because you just
Again,
look
they know
KC.
this. They know what they need to do. They just got to execute it. There's been an
I
execution
think we
problem
can do it. It's just
along the
executing.
trenches on both sides, really. You know, going back to the question before, what needs to happen most? I mean, I, we need to establish the run because we haven't stopped the run all season long. So we know that's not going to happen. Bucky Irvin is going to get his. It's guaranteed. But we got to limit everything else, and we got to put points on the board, and we need to try not to just put it all on Jaden. I mean, Jaden ran for 127 yards 2 weeks ago against Atlanta.
Hmm.
It would be much more comfortable if he ran for 60 and Brian Robinson ran for 60 and Austin Eckler ran for 40. Let's try that.
Go on, Scal. Sorry, mate. You wanted to say something?
No, that's it. I mean, you got to try and use a lot of say outside zone run plays. I think as well. Get it to the outside. I don't think our screen game's not that good. So when we look at the screen game, wide receiver screens,
Our screen game always
just
seems
get
so
blown up.
Don't you think it always seems so predictable?
Yeah, exactly. You can read it from a mile off. Yeah, yeah. You can see the way it sets up. Yeah, yeah. It's going to
We're
be
more old school 80s kind of screenplay, aren't we? We're like you say, you can see it coming a mile off. Where other teams are
yeah.
really clever in how they disguise it. Whereas I think we've mentioned this I think about a month ago. I think we said stop running screenplays because everyone knows we're about to do it.
Well, see, the
Yeah.
thing about it is this offense is predicated off they do other things off the screen game. So they got to run some of them, even if
I get it.
it's
Yeah, you're
just
right.
that
Honest.
it's just setting something else up. And we did this, we were all sitting together week 2 against the Giants, and we are like, damn, they keep running the screen, it keeps not working. And it's not until a quarter later they run something very similar to it, and you have Austin Eckler running for 40 yards down the road because of those screen games, that
Yeah,
screen
no,
game.
good point. Jesse Cameron would like to know if Lattimore doesn't play, how do we win?
We don't.
Oh, okay, thanks, Jesse. Cheers for your insightful input.
Yeah, it's
Thanks for
going to be
tuning
very
into the bunker,
tough.
everyone. We'll see you next week.
It's going to be tough because I think with Lattimore in the fold, you'll be able to uh, limit some of the running game because you won't have all the pressure of the cornerbacks that aren't very good. You'll be able to free up some safety help because Lattimore can take Mike Evans on one-on-one. He's done it before. His average is 50 yards per game, and only one game out of like 14 uh, has Mike Evans gotten over 100 yards against Lattimore. Um, you match Sanders still up with the other receiver, probably McMillan. If you got to move him around, that's fine too. Then you can concentrate a little bit more on the run game with your linebackers, with your safeties, bringing Chin up in the box. We play our best defense when Chin plays up in the box. He's so good around the line of scrimmage, and if we can do that, I think we definitely got a chance.
Scouts agree.
Yeah, I agree. I say it's just a case of swapping out the original Saint Ghost and bringing in somebody else from outside. You can Lattimore in disguise, put him on that side of the field as well. Yeah, I mean, I'd say yeah, it all sounds good there, but you know that Saint Ghost's going to get players. You know he's going to get some, and if he plays, he's going to get targeted. It's as simple as that. Every team goes after him, even if he's only in for 3 plays the whole game. Those 3 plays, they're going straight to him, and that's just how it is. You've got the mark on the back of yeah, he's a walking penalty flag. So straight away, people are going to go after him, and it happens every game, and it's going to
Yeah,
get worse. And I feel bad for him sometimes because they just
once
test
word
him.
gets out though that you're a walking penalty
Exactly,
flag,
exactly. It's
That's
good.
the
It's
thing.
good.
you
Even
got a body
though
of work of it.
that second penalty was a
I thought it was
bullshit
bull. Yeah,
call.
I thought it was bullshit as well.
BSJ's done it to himself because he's got a reputation,
He
and
doesn't.
refs
Gotta
are going to
learn from
throw
your mistakes. I know
Can't
flags.
wait to throw
again.
the flag, man.
Just learn from your fucking mistakes. Boys, just before we get into some other news, because there has been other news in Washington, especially today, in the UK Facebook page, the UK, it's what, God bless them, it's still called the Washington Redskins in the UK. Big shout out to Simon Robert. He listens to the show. He says, it's not a question, he just merely commented on there today, so I posted the link up to the show for later on. He says, guys, I love the Bunker podcast. I shall be listening. Keep up the fantastic work. Yeah, cheers,
Thanks,
Simon.
man.
Thanks, bro. Really appreciate
Appreciate
it.
it.
Appreciate it, man. Boys, two other little bits of news have come out of Washington today. The 2025-2026 opponents. Uh, our schedule has been released. Scouse, me and you were talking about this before. Jesse jumped on Scouse, was like, Burrows, there's no way we are winning 12 games next season. Jesse, what's your opinion of it? Obviously, apart from the division, on the road, we've got like the Falcons, we've got the Dolphins, we've got the Vikings, we've got the Packers, we've got the Chiefs, we've got the Chargers. At home, we've got the Raiders, the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Lions, and the Bears. I mean, sheesh. I mean,
Yeah,
hey, look, but this is the price you pay of being good.
that's it. You got to play better
I want
teams,
to do this every season, if I'm
And
honest.
also playing the schedule game, man. You just don't know. It's not
Depends
about
when you go to
who
certain
you
places,
play.
injuries,
It's
you
when
know.
you play them. You just never know. And yeah, from the looks of it, we got a rough road schedule. Yeah,
Hmm.
we do.
Yeah.
You got to play who's on your schedule though.
Scouts, what did you make of it, bro?
Well, yeah, I think I think it's a brutal schedule. But I say, as Jesse mentioned, there might be an injury when a big time injury to a quarterback by the time you play them. You just don't know, you know. So, but yeah, from when you're seeing from what most of these teams are doing this season, if they are anything like they are next season, similar, then it's going to be a hard season for us. I'm not saying we can't win these games, but it's going to be a lot harder than some of these teams we've played this season. So there's no
Is
Carolina. You know what I mean? There's none of that anymore. It's proper teams.
well,
Playoff
is,
teams. Most of these teams are playoff teams.
have we made it? How do I want to say this without sound like a dickhead because I think we've done tremendously well this
Hard to
season.
do, mate.
Yeah, I know. I always sound like a dickhead. Well, I don't know. 12 wins this season, Jesse Scouse. There's a benchmark being laid down now. If we rolled in with 10 wins next season with that schedule, happy? Disappointed? How does it? And again, there's loads of variables between now and this time
Sure.
next year. I mean, I didn't think I'd be sitting here this time. Like us three were doing this time last year. If you had said to me, Andy, you're going to be sitting here on the 6th of January 2025 talking about 12 wins and you're going to go to the playoffs and you're playing the Bucks, it all comes up on my Facebook memories about 9 times out of 10 it's bullshit about sport. And again, it was like I think my one this time last year, I checked it this morning, was NFL season's over for another season, at least for Washington, because we didn't make the playoffs. how do we gauge, 12 wins this season is incredible. This team have done fantastically well in quote unquote what is year one of the rebuild. I mean, if this is year one, and I know the schedule is tough next season. I mean, Jesus, if this is what we've done in year one, and we've got a ton of cap space, we've got the draft to come. There's going to be all sorts of people that probably want to come to Washington now. It's going to be appealing to more standout players that'll be like, hang on, that like look at like Eckler and things like that, and be like, and they'll look at Jaden and think, I want to go and play with that kid. Jesse, what do you think just before we wrap up and get into one more little bit? Next, as we're not looking forward to next season yet, but obviously when the schedule, the games come out today, who we're going to play in. What's acceptable for you next season?
I mean, a playoff berth in fighting for the division, because guess what? Philly's going to have to play the same teams that we play, and they'll have a little bit harder of a schedule. So our benchmark is keeping up with Philly. Whatever we can do to stay in the division race, that division should be ours next year, regardless if it's 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins, 14 wins. Doesn't matter. We want the division. That's what we're gunning for.
Scouse, same from you.
I agree. I mean, for me, every season is if you got to get to the playoffs. I mean, that's
benchmark been set now, hasn't it? Yeah,
that's the benchmark, and that's
the East. Though no one ever look at the East. No one ever goes back to back in the East, do they? The last time.
Yeah. There's always a different winner, of the division.
I think we can all agree the Cowboys are going to be shit.
They're going to be shit. Giants are going to be shit. They're sticking with Dayball, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Are they?
Yeah, they're staying with them. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my God, really?
And Shane as well, Joe Shane.
You're kidding. Oh, I know the Patriots they acted quickly today, didn't they?
They fired Mail straight away, didn't they?
Yeah, he was gone. I wonder who do you think will go there?
I think Vrabel will go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boys, one last bit of news, Jesse. I don't know if you obviously you might have heard it on the radio. I know you've been out working, helping the good people over there get out of their houses, shoveling snow. President Biden is set to sign a bill today giving DC control of the RFK site. Jesse, is this us just being one step closer to being back home?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a long way to go. You got now it's going to be the fight with the DC Council. It's going to be
what would the fight be over? Here's a question, Jesse, and you're going to know
money
this way better than I live over there. What's going to be their main objection to not putting a football team in RFK?
The amount of money that's going to be needed to
surely you'll get
infrastructure.
It's going to be when that's up and running. Concerts, Olympics, soccer World Cups.
But if you really think about it, that doesn't bring in a whole lot of money. It doesn't. If you do the research and you look back at Beijing, and you look back at Canada when they did the Olympics, probably even London when they did the games. How much money did that really bring in?
Best Olympic Games of all time.
But if you
just say
the thing about it, and Josh Harris and company, the thing about them is they are homegrown. They're from here. They're from DC. And so they're going to do everything that they can to give back to the community to make sure it's not going to be, because it's right now it's a rotten piece of land. That's all it is. It's a rotten piece of land. DC Council, a lot of them are going to want subsidized housing, for residents, because it's just going to be a battle, but it's a battle that can be won. Obviously,
how does the political landscape work over there, Jesse? How long realistically could we get a decision that would be our home again? Are we talking 2 years, 3?
Well,
I don't know how the political landscape works over there.
It should be within months. To be honest,
we could know by the draft kind of thing. We potentially could know if the RFK is going to be our home again.
We should, we should know by then. I would think so, because
president coming
what's been holding all this
he
up?
Can't kibosh this, can he?
No, it could, because it's not in the federal government's hand. This DC owns this land now,
right?
For all intents and purposes, it's their land to do what they want to do with.
And didn't Bowser say that?
Council.
Bowser was quite high on saying, "I want a football team in there."
What's that?
Mayor Bowser was quite high on. So the last time I heard an interview was quite high on that being
But
us.
it's not up to Mary Bowser herself. If it was up to her, we'd already be building on it right now. She has other people that she's got
Is
to.
your mayor like our mayor? Fucking doesn't have really much say and is completely shit.
But there's a couple council members that are very against it. But luckily, it's a vote. They've got, I think, like 12 to 20 council members. I don't know exactly how many, but it's going to be a vote because there's all these districts and all the people that's around there. I mean, it's taxpayer money that's going to help fund this.
Mm.
I mean, what we got to think about is that these councillors and whoever they are, this is the time when they can actually really affect change themselves.
Mhm.
As in like they've got some leverage. So you really want the stadium here? Okay, well I want this. I want this concession. I want this or that, the other. And there's going to be 20 of them doing that. That's what's
Sure.
going to take the time.
That's
And
politics
they
in a
all be
nutshell,
agreed
though,
on?
bro. That's
Can it be
politics in a
done?
nutshell.
And if it's not, then obviously goodbye DC area for the stadium because this is their time because they could just bash their head against the wall with Biden or Trump or whoever and say, we need this, I want this extra housing, I want this, I want this, I want that. And they just say, well, fuck off. You've got no leverage.
You've got more
At
chance
the moment,
now,
they've got
though.
leverage. Right now, they've got leverage, man. They've got
Yeah,
leverage.
I think you've got, and what it is helping, and again, knock on wood, the team are good. We as an organization now we're more. It's more feasible to have us in there.
We,
It's you
we
could
would
have
have
gone
never
back.
got to this place without
There you go. That's what I was
We're
trying to
done.
get to. With Dan, with that donut under, it's still in charge. We wouldn't even be talking about this. There'll be nothing that's come up on the news today. I know it was put in our WhatsApp group earlier that, like, Biden, Max put it in there that Biden signed in the bill. We wouldn't have even got there.
No.
That wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't even be. We'd still be out, stuck out of. Oh, I nearly called it FedEx. Then we'd still be back stuck out of Southwest Stadium.
Even if we could even increase our our
No,
rent on
but
there,
we,
our lease that we got
it,
there. You're like, oh
all
no.
is this to say it's a 85% chance that it's happening. And
okay, you heard it here first on the
it's going to
bunker.
move a lot faster than getting it to this point has done because they want to start the ball rolling. Harrison Company, they want to put a new stadium up as soon as possible. And, a couple months down the road, expect to say, hey, they're going to start breaking ground. They do have to do some EPA stuff. And I think a lot of it's already been done for the demolition of the RFK because there is waterways right there.
Mm.
So I expect it to happen soon.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. And let's also hope that the Washington Commanders, what else happens soon is that we go into Sunday's game and beat Tampa. Boys, let's just get some quick score predictions for this Sunday then. This Sunday, 8 o'clock, prime time TV, if you're in the States. Jesse, what's going to be the score this Sunday, my bro? Don't let your heart rule your head. Just give it to us.
I think Lattimore shuts down Mike Evans and we win 32-29.
Scouse?
I think we win. I do. I think we win 2024.
24. I think we are going to put 34 points on them. They are going to put 27 on us. I think we win. I genuinely think we win this game. I mean, I think it's going to be one of them games where it's going to
Golden,
sum.
man.
Yeah, it's gonna be a roller coaster, but we've done that all season. I think just the way this season has gone, and everyone will be sitting there, you're letting your heart rule your head. I genuinely think we've got a great. You don't win 12 games of football in a regular season if you're not a good football team. And for all the flaws that we were nitpicking today about the O line, the run game. We've won 12 games. We won 4 last season. 4.
Last time we won a playoff game, y'all weren't even fans then.
1991.
Oh,
No.
we played away at
2005.
5, wasn't it? And was it
Yeah,
05?
And we beat
and we beat Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay
Yeah,
Buccaneers.
At their
yeah,
ground.
at their stadium. Yeah, it was on the road.
So
Um,
Yeah.
I know, I know. Everyone, thanks for tuning in again, though. We really do appreciate it. Enjoy the game Sunday. We're going to be back hopefully next Monday, depends on how awake me and Scouse are and what we're doing. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back next Monday talking about a Commanders win. Make sure you go and check us out on X, which is formerly known as Twitter, at Commander Bunker. You can also find us on Spotify and Apple Pod. But Jesse, be safe in the snow, brother. Are you going back to work now? Or are you done for the day?
I don't go back there. I leave my house at 2:30 tomorrow morning to go clean up again.
2:30 a.m. At least you can chat to us in the WhatsApp chat. We'll all be awake. 2:30 a.m. Yeah. Scouse, enjoy Sunday, bro. I know you've got next Monday off, so it's gonna be a late one for everyone here in the UK. 1 a.m. kickoff on Sky Sports coming this Sunday. But Scouse, enjoy your week, brother. Pleasure as always.
You too, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of The Bunker. I've been your host, Andy Burrows. Till next time, everybody, bunker down. Stay safe.